Greetings and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to take you through the BSG simulation, which is also called the business strategy game. And currently we are in year 12 and it's practice year 12 and we are the K company. So we normally have 2 practice rounds and then we can now start the competitive rounds from year 11 up to year 20. So we had already done year 11 and now we are now in practice year 12 before we start the competitive here, so maybe the competitive rounds. So I'll just take a moment and take you through the results for year 11 before we now continue with decision making for year 12. So we are the K company and you can see that we are ranked position 1 for year 11 with a weighted average score of 107, best in industry score of 98, and investor expectation score of 116. So down here you can see game to date scoreboard, whereby you can also see that we are ranked position 1. It just shows you we had 1 bonus point and our overall GTD score was 108. So that's it. And before we continue, we're offering tutoring services. So if you need help in the BSG simulation, text me on the email in the description and I'll be able to help you. So we'll also go through a report, which is the main report that you need to go through so that you can compare yourself with others and maybe so that you can see where you need to make some adjustments, and it's called the competitive efforts. So under the comparative efforts, to get to know maybe how you are competing, or maybe also you can see maybe you can compare yourself with the industry average. This is actually the industry average. So we are the K company. You can see our pricing, maybe our retail price, and you can see the industry average once anything above 69.71. You can compare your search engine advertising, all that. Also your wholesale segment, you can always compare that with that of your competitors. Down here you can compare how you are selling in the internet segment and the wholesale segment, and you can be able to see also what your competitors are doing. So it's advisable for you to go through the competitive efforts before maybe making decisions for the next round. And you need to go through each and every market. Remember, in the simulation you only have 4 markets: the North America, Europe, Africa, Asia Pacific, and lastly the Latin America. So as I've said, it's advisable for you to go through the competitive efforts before making your decision. For me, I've already gone through it, and maybe just a rough go through. You can see that under the private label we actually had the highest market share of 18.6 as the K company. Also for the internet segment we had the highest market share of 10.1%. So if you need such results, as I said, remember, text me on the email of the description and I'll be able to help you. So straight we shall go to the compensation and training, because I'd already gone through the report and it will take a lot of time for us to go through it. So for the compensation and training, we're only talking about some parts that we need to make decisions. One of them, or maybe we're only talking about our workers. So compensation and training of our production workers. And first part is the base wage. So the base wage, you shall just maintain it at 1%. And remember, at the moment you're only using 2 facilities, the North America and the Asia Pacific. The other 2 facilities are actually closed. That's the Europe, Africa, and the Latin America. So we haven't activated them. So we're only using the North America and the Asia Pacific. So for the base wage, you shall give it 1% for each and every, or maybe in each and every facility. And offering competitive wages to our workers will for sure increase productivity of our workers. For the incentive pay and fringe benefits, we shall just maintain them at 0. The reason why we're doing that is because we're not making a lot of money at the moment. Remember, we're still in early years of the simulation, so our main focus is still on investing in the company. For the best practice training, we shall also maintain at 5,500 for the 2 facilities, and the reason why we are maintaining that is because for us to improve, or maybe is for us to improve efficiency, which is critical in remaining competitive in the simulation. And you can see the simulation is very, very competitive. Next is the supervisory staff, whereby also shall just maintain the ratio of 40:1, and for the supervisory staff, we are talking about the ratio of production workers to supervisors. Next is the supervisory compensation. Also, I'll just maintain it at 1%. So that's all about the compensation and training part. And if you need help in the compensation and training part, or maybe you have any questions regarding the compensation and training part of the BSG, a reminder to text me on the email of the description, and I'll be able to help you. Next department is the branded production. And under the branded production, we're actually talking about how we are going to produce our products, and also we are going to produce our products based on the total branded production needed in the simulation. First, we are talking about the superior materials, of which are just maintained at 40 and 40. And the reason why we are maintaining that is to improve quality of the branded products. And this will be able to boost the customer satisfaction and also the brand image of our company. Next is the number of models. For the number of models, I'll have to increase it to the maximum, which is 500. And the reason why I'm increasing to the maximum is because to provide a wide variety of products to meet the diverse consumer preferences in the simulation, or maybe in the market. For the enhanced styling and features, I just maintain them at 30 and 37 respectively for the two facilities. For the TQM also, I'll maintain it at 0.5, and the reason I'm maintaining the TQM at 0.5 is because it will help in reducing the defects and also improve efficiency, which will support the company to focus on quality. Next, you can see that our total branded production needed at the moment is 14,100. So we are just going to produce here to the maximum. You can see here regular time we are producing 5,000, and Asia Pacific regular time we are producing 6,000. So I'll produce here 5,000 first, and then produce here 6,000. So you can see that at the moment we have only produced 11,000, and you can see the total branded production needed is 15,000. This simply means that we need to buy more space, or maybe buy more production facilities. So we shall go to the production facilities, or maybe we buy more production equipment. And now the production facilities, we shall get back to branded production. Here we are talking about purchasing maybe new production equipment, or maybe refurbished ones. And also we are talking about selling existing equipments if you want. This simply means that you can be able to sell existing equipments so that you can purchase new ones, and also you can also be able to sell the older equipment so that you can be able to purchase the new ones. So it's cool for you to have more of new materials or maybe new production equipment than the old ones. So you can see for the North America, we have 100% of the new production equipment. For the Asia Pacific, we have 33% new and 67 old. So we shall be able if the simulation could be moving, or maybe in competitive event could be ending at the moment for the practice rounds, we could sell this so that we can purchase 100%, or maybe so that we can have 100% of the new equipments. So I'll be able to just purchase to the maximum 3,000 and also 3,000, and then get back to branded production. So I'll be able to produce something around 7,000, and then on the other side I'll produce 8,000. So after doing that, I'll produce 8,000. You can see that our total branded production needed for year 12 is 15,300, and then total pairs manufactured is 16,000. So that means that we have already satisfied the demand that we have, and we still have almost 700 more products as inventory. Next is the production facilities. And under production facilities, as I've said earlier, we are talking about purchase of new equipment. Also, you can sell the existing equipment, and also you can check the percentage of the new or refurbished production equipment. And as I've said, I normally advise students to have more of the new production equipment so that production can be swift in the simulation. Down here you have the production improvement options. For us, we had already activated option C, which is the purchase of special equipment to increase SQ rating by 1 star. We purchased in year 11. Next is the construction of additional space. Remember that at the moment the demand is kind of high, so for us to maybe cop up, or maybe so for us to produce more in year 13, we should be able to construct additional space. But at the moment I can't advise because it's the practice round and year 12 is actually the last practice round, so there's no need for you to spend money on construction of a new or additional space. So at the moment we shall just leave it like that. So again, if you need help under the production facilities department of the simulation, or if you're stuck, remember to text me on the email of the description. Next is the distribution and warehouse. And under the distribution and warehouse, we're actually talking about shipping pairs, or maybe shipping products from one facility to another, or maybe from one warehouse to another. So for us, you should make sure that you don't have any shortfall here, and for us to balance that, we need to balance so that we don't have any negative here. So for this one I can give it 1277. So I guess that's too much, so 1400. This one 4300. Oh sorry, 4300. This one can give it 1200. Again, this one you can just give it 1300 and see, so 1308, and then you can fix it from here. So 298, that one you can give it 2900, and then the 100 products we had here 1496. So at the moment you can see you don't have any shortfall here. We all have positive products under the inventory. We also have the inventory clearance part, whereby you can be able to clear your inventory by giving a certain percentage. That means if you have more products here, but at the moment we only have the minimal, which are mainly below 100, so there's no need for us to clear any inventory. Next is the internet marketing, and before the internet marketing, it's good for us to go through the wholesale marketing. So for the wholesale marketing, we're actually talking about the wholesale price to retailers. So I'll maintain 60 for the North America market, 64 for the Europe, Africa, Asia Pacific 60, Latin America 64. For the brand advertising, again, after going through the report, I feel that we need to improve it a little bit. And for brand advertising for the North America market, I'll be able to give it 12,000 because the 10,000 was actually below the industry average, so we need to increase it a little bit. For the Europe Africa market, I'll give it 11,000. And then for the Asia Pacific, I'll give it 10,000. And lastly, for the Latin America, I'm going to give it around 9,000. The brand advertising will enable us to focus more on marketing so that we can be able to market our products to more people in the market. Mailing rebate shall maintain at 5, and delivery time 2 weeks. You should have maybe the lowest delivery time, so that the delivery time is actually the time at which the company will take to deliver products to the customers. And also for the retailer support, we need to increase it a little bit, so I'll give this 5,000. The second one also I'll give it 5,000. That's for the Europe Africa. Third one I'll give it 4,000, and lastly I'll also give it 4,000. Going back to the internet marketing, we are talking about the retail price, and remember the retail price should exceed the wholesale price by 40%. So this one 84 is beating, or maybe it's exceeding the wholesale price by 40%. For the Europe Africa market, we need to adjust it a little bit because you can see it's at 36%. So it will be okay if we can give it 89.5. I guess it will give it for 40%, yes. And also 89.5 will give us 40%. So this actually, retail price should exceed the wholesale price by 40%. For the search engine advertising, we should also have to increase a little bit to 6,000 to 5,000 again, from 4,500 to 5,000, and lastly to 5,000. I already meant that. And also, we are not going to offer any free shipping unless our competitors are offering free shipping from warehouse to the buyer. But for me, I'm not going to issue that at the moment. So that's it for the wholesale marketing and the internet marketing. And next is the private label operations. So for the private label, we're actually talking about private label specs. Also, we have the superior materials and the enhanced styling, and you can see the global minimum is 3.2. So for this one I'll maintain it, and for this one I'll adjust this to 6, so that can also be around 3.2 for the SQ rating. Down here we are talking about the supplying of private label pairs, and North America warehouse, Europe, Africa, Asia Pacific, and Latin America. I'm just going to give all of them 400 each. 400, 400. So that equals 1,600. For the other side, we have 2,800. So we also need to divide and be able to get what we shall give each. So for me, I'm going to give it around 600 each. Hope it will add up to 2,800. 600 each. I guess it's still less, so I'm going to give it around 600 each times 4, that's 2,400. So you need to add around to be 700 each for the Asia Pacific facility. So 700 each. Down here I'll be able to incorporate the projected outcomes for this region into year 12 projections, and for the prices I'm just going to maintain the same because our prices were affordable if we can check under the comparative competitive efforts. So that's it for the private label. Now to the next, which is celebrity endorsements. Celebrities normally help us in marketing the product, so we need to allocate some money to the celebrities. For the last round, we only won 2 bids. That's Lady Haha and Billie Eilish, and we had allocated 10,000 each, and they are still our celebrities at the moment. So I'm just going to add more so that we can have more celebrities to market on our products. 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, and lastly 10,000. And I'm going to give it a budget of 40,000. So that we can also have an offer priority from 1 to 4 for the celebrities. Next is the corporate citizenship, which I'm not going to touch anything at the moment. Use of recycled boxing, energy efficiency initiatives, charitable contributions, and maybe the ethic trainings. For the charitable contribution, the reason why I'm giving it 0 is because we're not making a lot of money as profit at the moment. And for the improved working conditions, I'm going to continue using them. And also for the institution of a supplier code of conduct, I'm going to give it a yes. Lastly, we are talking about the finance department. In other finance, we're actually talking about funding our company. And the only source of funds in the company at the moment, because we are still building, is by taking a loan. So we're going to take a 10-year loan of let's say 85,000. And it will be able to cover our costs, and you can see that our cash balance is positive, which is 43,530. Under the projected score measures, you can see how our score looks like. Our earnings per share is at 7.05, and the investor expectation is 3.00. Return on equity is 38.5%, and the investor expectation is 22.0. And credit rating, we are at A, and the investor expectation is B+. Image rating is at 100, and the investor expectation is 72. So if you need such results in the simulation, text me on the email of the description, and I'll be able to get you these results. Also, you can see that our ending cash is positive, and it's 43,530, and also our net profit is 140,918, and our net revenues are 1,032,980. So as I've said, if you need such results, text me on the email on the description, and I'll be able to help you. So thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much.